Farmer George's Farming Simulators.co.uk. Right, we're just sorting out this vehicle. We'll go through the vehicles and have a look. We're doing that field of wheat. I would have liked that vehicle back over at this field as well, but I haven't got time to drive it over. We'll start that one. Now we've got a bit of room between itself and the harvester. This vehicle obviously had not set itself to stop in the right place, so hopefully we can stay ahead of the cultivator on that red tractor. Get this little strip finished and get some wheat sold, and that should give us enough money to buy the next field along. A little trick is to park the vehicle with the back end half over the edge of the field, maybe a little bit further out than what I have done there. Then as the harvester pulls up, if you was going to manually empty this harvester every time, you could just park here. So long as the harvester can go the full length of the field twice, so that it can, when it approaches this vehicle, it triggers putting the pipe out and it'll stop. And so long as you're not too close to the vehicle, it'll be able to turn around, because remember, it's a rear steering, most harvesters are rear steering vehicles, and the back end will start to turn and swing into you. It would have missed in that instance, I think. So then what you would do is drive around in a loop like this, wait till the harvester gets going again, and pull in behind it and stop on its line just to the right of its centre line. And in fact, if you know how long it takes for the, I've done this before but I didn't record it, you know how long it takes for the harvester to go up and down the field, if you time it, you can actually set your wait point on the course so that it can set a wait time. Say it takes 20 seconds, you can set it to drive off and wait at a wait point for 20 seconds, then drive off and wait at the next wait point for 20 seconds, and so long as the harvester does not get stopped, it'll stitch its way along the field. And it's quite a nice little course to make, but you have got to start the pick up the tipper wagon. Just the tip is to wait till the harvester comes down from the manually record the course first. Let the harvester go there and back along the end of the length of the field the first time, and as soon as it turns round and goes down its second run, then place the on hire a worker, then place the tipper wagon on the first slot. Also, you've got to, another tip is to have the tipper wagon large enough to take the whole field. Otherwise, it's quite hard to time it, because the tipper wagon will get full, then it'll drive off to empty at the silo. If you do take the opportunity, like say every third fill, you've got to take into account on your next stop the time it takes to go and empty to the silo, because the harvester won't wait for you. But if you do just build the course simply and do, say, like starting at the edge of the field and say wait for 20 seconds and then do a loop round and wait again for another 20 seconds, you do that all the way along the edge of the field, you can still set it to go onto another course when it's full, or you can have a large enough tipper wagon that can take the whole of the field. It's ideal on the smaller fields where you can just set two vehicles to work on that field and go away, and then when you come back they're both sitting at the end waiting, and all you have to do is or at the end of the actual course, once it is full, you can then set it to drive and to empty at the silo. As long as it doesn't get ahead of the harvester, it will be okay. But the time can only be set once, so 20 seconds would be on every single stop. I may show you one of those courses, I don't know. If I do, I might link to it in this video description, but I haven't got any plans to do it just yet. Someone else was requesting for me to show them how to do the silage. Well, I have a silage video somewhere, and then also how to make a silage bunker to from the silage, actual where the silage is made, fermented, to the silage bunker, a tipper course for a shovel loader, and those are easy to make. And there's two types of courses you can make. I've never seen anyone else do a drive-through course like I make though, but it was the first thing I experimented with because I naturally assumed, and in a previous version of Cosplay, when it first came out back in I think 2009 game, it never had reverse on it, so I had that experience, and that was my natural way to go to drive over the bunker. Of course it doesn't work if you've got a end stop on a bunker. You need the reverse, and the reverse courses are better, I think, because then you're not driving over the silage. The thing that goes wrong when you're driving over silage is that, of course, it changes the direction of the vehicle, and the vehicle tries to correct itself, and if there's not much room in the bunker, the shovel loader hits the side wall and it stops, and it's just a lot of messing about. You can make a drive-through course, and it can be quite easy to do, but there's not much point now they've got reverse in Cosplay, which they've had since I think somewhere in the middle of the 2009 game, and certainly in the 2011 game. So we should have enough money now to buy the other field. And that was a course that I've recorded now. Notice I've chosen my lanes wisely, so that other vehicle which was just delivered has gone past on the left hand side, and now I'm pulling in to the wheat, making sure that I'm lining up the vehicle correctly. And the actual type of tipper course will make it stop here. You do not have to set a wait point, but you know, it will wait till full, or it will go and load at the start. So it depends on what type of course. You can do this many different ways. This was a full drive round course, of course, and then we'll name it pardon me, and it's basically emptying the wheat to the mill. So that's all that course is now good for, unless you intervene. Say if you want to take corn, you'd have to go and fill the corn manually and then send it along that path, and then it would pull back up underneath the wheat, which is ideal if all of your bunkers are full and you just want to sell a bit of corn. Quite often, if I've made courses like that, I'll pull all my vehicles off if there's a special order on, special bonus for delivering, you know, canola or something like that, and I'll go and empty all of the canola to the highest paying bidder, especially if I need money. if you've got enough money in your bank and it hasn't gone to zero, then just store it, because you never know when there's going to be a high demand somewhere. That's my tip. Right, we'll use this vehicle because it's the fastest one, and it needs to be out of the way anyway. We could do with another seeder, really, a faster seeder. And you can get seeders that cultivate and then seed. So now we own this field as well. We park this up here. It's always handy to leave all of your equipment nearby the field that you're working on. I don't understand these people that they claim that they're doing it as a simulation of putting all the vehicles away in the garage all the time, when basically I play in basically I'm an immersive type of player. And if I play farming simulators, I'm going to be playing it literally all day long. I don't just nip on for 10 minutes. I can't understand why people would think we're just going to nip on and play for half an hour or something like that, because you can't. It's not like a game of COD where a match is over in 10 minutes. So I played this for a whole day and I'd have it in real time. And I'd make sure the clock cycles on the next morning, so you can see it's 7:55 AM. And I started at about 6:45 when you started watching this series, 6:45 AM, which is a good time. Some farmers are up from like 5 o'clock in the morning. As soon as it gets light, and then if I'm playing on several days in real time, different days, as I need to save, I will advance the time through the night. Because plenty of farmers, if they're actually up and doing it themselves, they can't farm 24 hours a day because they just physically ain't got it in them. They need to go to sleep and eat dinner and everything. So we'll just make a quick save there. Now we've purchased out of the field. And we haven't moved him off. Select him to drive the course. Gives us a little bit more money. And I think the next thing to do is to put him on the next field to seed it. And you should see I've changed it to canola. This is because canola is the most expensive crop, or the most high paying revenue crop. And since I've stopped at this side of the field, I would generally start at that other end, at this side of the field. Another way to do this, if you haven't got a rush on, is to make more turns, of course, and go from one end to the other end, going on the short edge of the field. Then you can just cross that little divide path. And these old tractors as well, if you don't need to sell them, they're handy just to leave by things like the shop for selling the eggs, and you can just teleport into that vehicle and sell the eggs. Although I don't like teleporting, I'm doing it just for the video. In general, sometimes I try and play realistically. Always drive on the correct side of the crop when you're taking the harvest from the harvester. Always drive to and from, so I'd have one of the little quad bikes or a jeep or a service vehicle of some nature, and I would drive in that vehicle to the field, walk to the next vehicle, drive it. When I finish with that vehicle, get out of it and drive back again to the next vehicle, you know. So I was just talking in the background there on the video, so I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, basically we will follow this vehicle back to its base, and I'll talk to you more about tips for farming simulators. Alright, don't forget to go over to Farmer George's Farming Simulators with a hyphen in the middle .co.uk and sign up for email and register for the blog as well. And I'll give you all the updates from the blog, and any new mods that come out I find out about, I'll tell you. And also, you'll probably enjoy my stories and stuff, so go and have a read around the blog and see what's happening. Maybe you'd like to play farming simulators with me or multiplayer, don't know. Make a comment. Catch you later. You've just been watching Farmer George's Farming Simulators from farmingsimulators.co.uk. Please remember to subscribe, like and share this video, and visit farmingsimulators.co.uk.